Alright, so right off the bat, I'm just gonna say that this isn't gonna be like one of my normal videos about mischief and hijinks and whatever. It's more aimed at responsibility and acting accordingly. So, I guess the best place to start is in the beginning. Like, as a kid growing up, like there were issues and problems and like things weren't perfect, like I'm sure there aren't for a lot, if not everybody. But like, I wasn't getting abused, or I mean, uh, supervision could definitely be something that could be brought up, but other than that, like, I had a decent childhood. But like, I lived 25 minutes away from where I went to school. So, in the essence of that, meant that, like, if I wasn't at school, I was home. And if I wasn't at home, I was at school, which was like almost a 30-minute drive each way. So, it was like I wanted to find a way to like supplement that, and plus like I wanted friends, like it's like sure, like you have school friends or whatever, but like it would have been nice to have somebody to like ride bikes with, or like be like, hey, I'm around the corner and blah 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 or whatever. But like it's just, my life is very not normal compared to some. I don't want to say most or all or anything, but I definitely didn't grow up. Oh, I'm gonna go to my grandma's house and she's gonna bake me cookies. Like, no, like never like had anything close to that. So, anyways, like I I was naturally given a talent of being good at sports. Like, it's kind of a almost a stereotype, but it's true at the same time, that usually when there's a pair of brothers, one of them is the smart one and one of them is the athletic one. And I have no problem admitting that I was the athletic one. My brother was the one taking AP classes and doing biology stuff and all that, whatever. And I was the guy that was playing sports and scoring goals and hitting home runs. And if it came down to it, I would find an old paper that he wrote and I would just switch my name for his name, and then that's how I took care of that. But I couldn't always do that, but when I could, I definitely did. So it is what it is. But so I started playing, I would play basketball, soccer, and baseball all in the same season, to the point where there were many times that I would have to leave a game early to go to a practice of another sport, or leave a practice to go to a game of another sport. Or like, there was just so many times that happened, like, consistently. And like, but it was cool because it gave me a sense of like belonging. Like, not that I didn't belong at like where I went to school with and stuff. Like, I had friends, like I said, but it was like, it was nice to like have like a baseball team where like they, like, I mean, fortunately I played sports with people that were a lot more privileged than I was. Oh, whoa, white privilege. Whoa, whoa. But yeah, I wanted to go to other people's houses. People couldn't even come to my house at the way it looked, but it was because they had the video games, they had the movies, they had the whatever, what, like, stuff that kids like that age would like. So of course I wanted to like spend time there as much as I could. So like it was nice to like I can remember like having a kind of like a sleepover, if you will, where we just like watched like some baseball movies, and I think we ate pizza or whatever, and like it was like a camaraderie type thing of like, or just plain old friendship, if you will, like. So like it was even going back to elementary school, someone else that was like my best friend, he moved schools as well in like the second or third grade. He totally moved to a completely different school, so it was just like it happened to me in middle school and in elementary school. It's just like these things that happen to me just continuously happen to me throughout my life, like despite how much older I am or than the last time or whatever. It's really quite an anomaly if you really think about it. But anyways, I played sports, and like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but like I was good. Like I was, if I played baseball, I was the pitcher. If I played soccer, I was the guy in the front three people that were the people scoring goals. If I was playing basketball, I was the point guard or whoever. I'm not familiar with basketball that well, but I was the dude that would be left alone in the corner and hit the three every single time. Like my boy Ryan, I got to give him a shout out. Ryan Cornett. I don't care. I'll say his name. He had the nastiest. He had a hook shot that Dr. J or Larry Bird or whoever was known for that would have their jaw on the ground. The precision that this my friend had with those kind, he could do a half court shot like that. Like he could do it with being double teamed, and he could just, and it would be a swish every time, not even like a barely made or off the backboard or whatever. Like he had it down, like, and I've never seen anybody do that since, and I just felt like that was worth mentioning. He was the only other one of the only other white kids at my school. So me and him, like, by the time it was me and him were in 5th grade, we were running that shit, like when it came to sports, because it was just like he was also on that same tip of like the older kids wanting to like have them on their team because he was good, just like how I was. So that was kind of something that I could relate to. So 6th grade comes along, and I end up moving to Torrance, and I moved during the year of during the time of winter break. The like 2 weeks you get off for winter break is when I moved to Torrance. So I moved to Torrance, and I still don't know anybody. Like the one person that I did know that went to the school that I was going to, the middle school that I was going to, left like within, he didn't even make it to graduation. Not that he got kicked out or anything, but just cuz he moved. So it was like literally like me and against everybody, not like fighting wise, but just mentally wise. So fortunately, being sports were something that were taken kind of seriously at the middle school that I went to. So me being someone who like could hang with people that were years older than me put me at a very good like position to be in, because I went from nobody knowing me and like people not like literally fighting over who has to take me to people fighting over who gets to pick me first. Like that's straight up a fact. Like I'm not, once again, like I'm not trying to brag when I'm telling this stuff. Like I'm just telling it like it was and how it is. So like that was 6th grade, you know, I was doing my stuff. I was like slowly kind of like meeting people or whatever. Sports definitely like opened a door for that. and I'm grateful for that to this day. Um, but unfortunately, before went to, or before I moved, I still was in sixth grade, but before I actually moved, I had started skateboarding. I got a skateboard for, I can't remember how I got it, but I got it. And like I can remember getting my older brother to look and see if all of my four wheels came off the ground at once when I did a ollie. And when he said that it happened, I was over the moon. Like I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like this is what I'm gonna do. So slowly but surely, as the sports kind of phased out, whether it was like I had coaches that got fired. I had one coach that had a mental breakdown. Like I think I had a coach that got arrested. Like I just had things happen where like my opportunities became less and less. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna skate. I guess that's how I'm gonna occupy my time. And plus, at that age, like time, there's other kids that are into that same kind of stuff too. So it was another kind of thing to bond over that wasn't sports, but was still a physical activity. So like there was plenty of times that I would take out the I would, we had I had I can remember I had the one of the camcorders that has like the strap on the outside of it so you can like fit your hand in it. I can't remember, it's not VHS. I know it's like I think it said, I think it was RCA. Don't quote me on that though. But like that was the thing. We would go and try to like it wouldn't even be nothing crazy. It could be doing something off of a curb or something, but it was just the fact that it was like a fun thing to do, and it was something that helped me socially like feel like I belonged more. Um, but the unfortunate thing about skateboarding is when you get hurt, you get hurt. Well, depending on what you're doing. I mean, if you're falling off a curb, you're probably like, even falling off a curb, you could end up really like, you could tear a ligament or something falling off a curb. People have done more, have been hurt more for doing less. I can almost guarantee it. So, unfortunately for me, when seventh grade came around, I broke my arm skateboarding. So that put me out of commission for a couple months, like 3 months, 4 months. And then I got my cast off and I was all excited that I was going to be able to skate again. And then literally a month later, I broke it again. Same way, same thing, to where my arm went to like this and then went that way, like a 7 or a 1. So for basically almost a whole year, I was sitting on my ass doing nothing, and like being a sports physical type person, like that was like a personal hell for me. And like it was just the way it was, like, and like like that was definitely, if I could pinpoint a time, like I don't want to blame skateboarding for like the choices I made and the things that I did and the consequences I suffered, because that's not fair. Like, and it's not true. Like I could have easily like got hurt and then just been like, all right, I want to get right back to where I was. I want to get back to, the sports and everything. But after a year of being a lazy ass, like you tend to get into more things that are less involved with sports and more involved with making money. Let's just put it that way. So like seventh grade, like, and the crazy thing was like when that year of seventh grade and like, you know, I could have done my homework because I am one of those people that I can do stuff with my left and right hand just like I can with my left and right foot. I think it's ambidextrous or whatever. But I chose to say, "Oh, well, my right arm's broken, so I can't write." Like, which that's doesn't that sounds like a lazy thing to do if you ask me. So, like, eventually, like, 8th grade comes around, and like they were literally like looking for a reason to get rid of me and all of my friends. Like, it was what it was. And like they were just like, I can't even remember what I did, but for the last like month of school or 2 months, I had to show up to school early every day and prove to the principal with her own two eyes that I did my homework, just so I could earn back privileges that everybody gets, like the school dance or the graduation dance or the like I think they did like a luau or like some kind of like celebration for like getting through the middle school or whatever. I had to earn all of that stuff back. I got it all taken away from me. So like that can show you how much things can change in just a matter of time and making the wrong choices, which is what I kind of wanted this video to center about. Because if I had just done what I was doing, like I could have ended up on a team somewhere, possibly. Maybe it would have been like the lower level of something. Not to say I would be a professional athlete, but like I feel like someone would have seen something in me, whether it was soccer, baseball, whatever other sports that I played, that like I I had been told that I was gifted. I had been told that from a young age, like when I was playing sports as a very young child. So like I just feel like I can't help but feel like I threw my gift away. Like, and if this, I know this is a long ass video, so probably nobody will even get to this part, but like I don't want what I did to happen to someone else. Like, they should have the chances and opportunities that everyone does, and like they should have somebody there to take them down the right path, or like try to make sure that they're making the right choices or whatever. Because like I literally like I can't even count how many wrong choices I made that affected my life in pretty drastic measures, to the point of me like being in a completely different point in my life than I am right now. But I'm not looking back on it and like, you know, I can't bitch about 5 years ago and expect like something's gonna happen tomorrow for me, you know. So it is what it is. I'm thinking about getting "it is what it is" like tatted on me somewhere, because I say it so often. Like, it's not something I'm super like stoked on, but it is what it is. Like, so anyways, like like high school, that's a whole nother video. Like, I'm probably gonna run out of storage before I finish this one, so that can be a different part or whatever. But like it that just from that time frame of what I described, it's just like I made almost every wrong choice that you could. When there was a fork in the road, I chose the wrong way to go. And then there was another fork that would come from the path I took, and then I would take the other wrong way. Like it's just like that's like consistency. It's like the only thing I've ever been consistent at is being a fuck up, and that's not a very great thing to be consistent about or for or whatever. So the whole point of this is that I just don't want to see what happened to me happen to someone else. I don't want people to think that it's not cool to be smart. I want people or kids to understand like it's a cool thing to go to college. You know how bad, like, you know what kind of things I would do to go have the chance to go to a college, like in another state or something, and meet new people and like see all the stuff that I would see on like social media sitting in my bed. I'm seeing people that are like having toga parties and whatever, like, and like it's like I would be lying if I said that like I feel like I missed out on that, and I have nobody to blame but myself, and I take full responsibility for it. Like I straight up had a gift, had a gift that was noticeable and told to me, and I straight up crumpled it in my hand and threw it in the trash. And I've never been able to get back to that point. And then now I got a broken I have a broken wrist and a broken ankle. So like that's not going to help me do anything physical. I can pretty much kiss skateboarding goodbye. Um, so like I just would the if there is any message to be taken away from this video, it's that like you gotta do the right things. Like you have to make the right choices. Like even if it doesn't seem like it's the right choice or whatever, or something feels the other choice feels more comfortable or whatever, like sometimes it's good to get out of your comfort zone. And honestly, like I just wouldn't want I wouldn't wish it upon anybody to have to go through what I went through and how I had to go through it, and having to live every day knowing, watching sports and thinking like that could have been me. Like not to be braggadocious or whatever, but like I'm just saying like I had the skills to pay the bills, if you will. So hopefully somebody gets something out of this. I know it's probably like the longest video I've ever made because I'm constantly running out of storage. So hopefully this video finds someone and makes a difference in maybe just one kid's life or one person's life. And if not, then at least I can say I tried. So I hope everybody has a great day and a great week and all that. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. Peace.